Hello and welcome. Hope we're all doing well. We are going to be looking at Laravel Zap today, which is a package by a good friend of mine, Ludovic, otherwise known as Laravel Jutsu. I'm going to get some background music on. And we're going to just dive in. So, what is it to start with? So, Laravel Zap is, as it says, an open source schedule engine for Laravel. So the whole idea behind it is it helps to manage schedules, time conflicts, appointments, and bookable slots, basically. What we're going to do, we're going to dig around with it, play with it, and see how we might be able to fit it into a Laravel application. Because while the docs do a fantastic job of telling you how to use it, going that extra step and understanding where you might use it is also quite important. It's got some options here, so like doctor's appointments, meeting rooms, and shift management, that sort of thing. Let's dive in and see what we could possibly do with this. So I have already installed it in my little Laravel application over here, which does absolutely nothing so far. So I believe we need to publish some migrations if I haven't done already. No, we have done schedules table. So here's our schedules. I'm just going to quickly run Composer Pipe on my code base just to make sure. There we go. Lots of stuff to change by Rector and Pint. And now I can go through and just clean this up to my way of doing things. So let's just declare that as static. This bit is, I'm going to keep that as an ID. I hate how that comes up. That's so annoying, isn't it? Right? That is not a duplicate. That is a table definition. Morph schedulable. So I'm using ULID, so I need to say ULID morphs like so. Index all of these things. That's all fine. Everything else is absolutely fine, to be honest, in this here. Schedule periods. Let's go back to that schedule. Let's delete this and this. And we are going to declare that static. Nothing else needs changing in that one. And we've got a schedule type. Enum. Oh, Ludovic, you absolute gem. So we've got availability, appointment blocked, and custom. Nice, I like it. I like it already. There's enums. Okay, so let's just open up our database seeder. And what we're going to do to start with is we're just going to create our first user using this. I don't think we're going to do too much on the UI, but we will see. So here is me, and we can say just steveb@gmail.com. There we go. So this is going to be a user. So let's make sure all the migrations go through nicely. Migrate fresh and seed, all good. So we have got a user in the database, and the first thing that you need to do with Zap is to create a schedule. Go to the docs, blah, 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 blah. Quick start. That's what we like to see. So Zap for somebody. You're going to give them a name, availability for a year, blocking lunch breaks, appointments. It's all looking good. So my user needs to has schedules, right? If I come to my user, use has schedules. That should be all that we need. So this schedules here is going to have a morph many. So I need to add that relationship. So property, we're going to have a collection of schedules coming back from that. And while we're at it, we may as well do a collection of database notifications for our notifications as well, right? So that's going to come from notifiable. Hasn't got auth set up yet or anything, so we're just going to say, okay, so here is I'm going to create a new seeder. I think that might be the most sensible way right now. Hey Lee, how are you doing, buddy? We can make a seeder, and we're going to call init seeder. So this is like our initialization of everything that we're going to want to do. This call once init seeder class like so. So go to there, and let's just do a quick tidy up over here. So we want to just go, okay, here's our user, like so. We don't care about the model event right now. What do we? How can we do this? So let's take a step back and think, okay, so when we register, do we want them to have to go through and set up their schedule? Probably not. We're probably going to want to automate some of this. I am not too bad, thank you, actually. I am not too bad. I'm going to make an observer. And we're going to create this as a user observer, like so. So we can come over here and we can tell our user that it is observed by the user observer. Then over here, we can do a little bit of magic. So what I like to do, as some of you may already know, is public function on the created. We're going to get a user, right? This is our user. It's not going to return anything, but we are going to do, some setup in here, whatever that might be. While I'm just explaining, I'm going to run Composer Pint quickly just to kind of format. Hey. Cam and Lee are in the chat. Good to see you both. So yeah, today we are going to go through how to use Laravel Zap for kind of schedule, bookings, appointments, that sort of thing. And the idea behind it is going to be, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to see if I can use this to help me manage my time better. It's not going to be like a doctor's appointment booking system or anything like that. It's literally going to be, okay, so this is what I know I need to do. These are my work hours. This is what I do. Let's see if I can get organized, basically. So what I like to do on my observers is to inject into the constructor the dispatcher. So private read-only dispatcher, that one as a bus. We can then make that a read-only class, and I can say this bus, we want to dispatch something, right? The command is going to be something that I now need to create. So we're going to make a job under the onboarding, and we're going to say set up schedules. Just like that. Name it as you want it. Set up schedules. Now, this is going to accept the user. And this needs to have a public read-only user like so. We can clear that up like that, and we can say use serializer models. Fantastic. Just clean that up and clean that up too. So this is where it's going to happen, basically. So if I open up this dev there, and then I say migrate fresh feeds, I should see a job being ran, which I do, which is fantastic. It's what I like to see. So this is where the kind of interaction is going to be in effect. But when I work with packages, I like to do things a little bit differently. I don't just, I could quite easily, come here and say, okay, so Zap, do this, for this user. I could do something, right? But that's not how I like to do things. I'm not going to lie. So what I would be looking at here is, this is a schedule builder here. This is a schedule service. Oh, nice code. I like it. So what I'm likely to do at this point is to say, okay, so I want to have my own wrapper around this package that I can then interact with. So what I would do at this point is come over to app. What I'd do is I'd call this, this is where services live. Create a scheduling say a Zap service there. So over here, we are going to pull in that Zap service as Zap. So what we do within here is what interacts with Zap, basically. So we have a public function. For now, I'm just going to say for. I have a model, and we are going to return something. So return Zap for model, like so. And that return is going to be a schedule builder. For now, this would work nicely for like my brain. So I could then say, okay, Zap for this user. So let's go back to the quick start. We are going to say named, where the name is work hours. We want to say availability for year. Now year. I believe that should work. We want to add a period where the start time is, I don't know, let's say, okay, so I'll add my work hours. So we can say 9:30. End time is I finish work usually at 13:30. Yeah, I've got a short work day, okay? Weekly on days Monday. How does it do that? Maybe lowercase it. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then save. And I'd say call this maybe working week. So that's me setting up my schedule at this point. Yeah, so Wednesday for me is my day off while the kids are at school. Me and the wife, do things on that day. Maybe we'll go shopping, Christmas shopping, do some cleaning around the house. Or, like we did this week, is we just chilled the hell out and yeah, that was it. We just chilled, ate some junk food, chilled, enjoyed some time together. Right, let me now go ahead and compose the pint again. So now let's see if this is going to actually work the way I want it to. So, migrate fresh and seed. Bam, start date, the schedule cannot, something. Start date. Maybe it was this. Let's try again, in case it is having issues with carbon outputting. Okay, so let's go into Tinker. Yeah, I'm not sure if it handles time zone stuff. Be interesting to know though, wouldn't it? And use app the models user. The user is user first. That's me, right? So then if we follow the docs, we can say zap for user named working week availability. Let's come back to here. Availability for year 2025. Add periods. 9:30 to 1:30 weekly, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Save. Ooh. Schedule cannot be created in the past. Please choose a future date. Okay. I need that basically. Let's go have a look. Okay, so I've basically got to say, okay, so edit. I did not know that. Okay, I'm going to set this up for 2026 just to keep going through it. Cool, I've got a schedule now. I have a schedule for this user. So now what I can do is say user get bookable slots, get bookable slots. We need to pass in a date. So let's say, okay, on the 1st of January, 60-minute slot for a 15-minute buffer. So let's say a 30-minute slot with a 15-minute buffer. So I've got some available slots, got some availability in there, which is pretty cool, right? That's actually really cool. There we go. So, date's got to be in the future, which is cool, but I'm wondering if there's a better way to do it. Because if it's saying cannot be in the past for a start date, but if you're trying to define a schedule, that shouldn't really be validating it. Make a note of that one for Ludovic, so we can have a look at that. But no overlap, buffer minutes, schedule explicit rules, no overlap with metadata. Oh, metadata's nice. Okay, so I've now got a schedule. So I'm going to come over to here, and can we go to like a calendar? Yes. We've got calendar and date ranges, that would work. Not what I'm wanting to do, but kind of think here, thinking on my feet. Yeah, definitely something that needs to be thought of there, isn't it? So why don't we, for now, I'm going to come over to here and say a live wire make. I'm going to add a test, obviously. And what we want to say is, I kind of want to see upcoming events, really, don't I? What are they called? Idle periods. What does a library call them? Query and check is bookable act, find conflicts, schedule for, appointment schedules. Appointment. Okay, so we can do something like let's say I want to get events for day. Here we go. So I'm using Livewire 4 currently, so bear with. So we're going to say live wire events for day, like so. So come back over to this thing here. Manifest not found. There. Just run that. Right. It should now be there, which is fine. So in my components, events for day, what I'm going to have is it's going to be obviously the current user. Public string date. Public int period. Public int buffer. We're going to set the buffer as a default 15. We're going to set the period to 30 minutes. And then we're going to say public function mount. Yeah, you reposted the stream. Right, okay, so this date is going to be now to date string. Then we're going to say public function what do we call it? Let's go check, see what the API is. Appointment schedules get. Schedules for date. So we're going to have let's say events. That might be the easiest. So we're going to say return auth user schedule for date, where the date is this date. Get. Now get should return a collection, I assume. Yep, it does. So this is going to return a collection. We're going to mark this as computed. And we are going to simplify that too. So then over here, maybe we'll just say like here's a URL. Event. Empty and for else. So let's click. Here's an empty state in here yet. Not yet. Li. We're just going to say nothing booked. Booking. So let's come over to here and let's just call the member function scheduled for date on no. Okay, so that's because I'm not logged in. So instead, I'm going to say user first, just for the sake of this. Nothing's booked. Awesome. Okay, not bad. So let's come over to calendar now instead and add in some sort of form. Up here, let's just add in like a flux separator. Okay, we're probably going to have to add in a form. So let's come down and let's have a look. Field. So let's add a form of wire submit. We are going to submit this to submit. So we need a submit function, public function, submit. Not going to do anything here. Void. So what this form needs is a field. I'm going to grab that for now. Drop that in there. But instead of having an email, we're going to have a date. I'm going to wire this through to the date type. Maybe I need to come to calendar now. Calendar. So flux calendar value wire model date. There we go. See what happens. Bam, 27th. That is today. So like that. So if I come to Tinker, the user is app models user first. I want to book something, right? So let's say we're going to set an appointment. Let's just pull in that Zap quickly. There we go. So we want to say Zap for user. We want to say named what can we name it? Something happening. Call it an appointment. Creating an appointment from 2026 01 I wonder if it's like an all day that you could do. That would be cool. But add a period of an array or nope. So we're going to say, okay, between 10:30 and like midday. If we saved that, is there anything else? We could add metadata, but I'm not going to. There we go. So now if I come back to here, and if I want to go, why can I not navigate through this? Calendar. I need a date picker, don't I? Not a calendar. Here we go. Date picker, wire model date. Bam. This is what I need. I want to go through to January the 1st. Okay. Just grab a button for submitting. So, check events. Tomorrow, check events. So when we submit, we need to say that this date is. Should be updating it really. Okay, so public array form is an array where the date is null. Maybe. Select a date, that date, check events, nothing. Check events. Booking. We got something. Okay, so let's give ourselves some space here. So we're going to say flex items center. We're just going to stick it in the middle, right? This is why I don't do CSS. Okay, with py12. Items start 55 between. How'd that look? Not what I want. So crap with CSS. Okay, so what I really want this to be is, let's just say this is a grid goals, fix the gap of 4. And we're going to say goal span 6, goal span 6. Close enough. py12. There you go. Go ourselves some vertical space here. And maybe we're going to say space Y is 6, just to give it some breathing room. Awesome. So let's just, I don't know, dump out the event here. I've never used this library, so learn along with me. Let's go to January the 1st, check events. So this is what we've got. So we can get the event name. Like so. Something happening and the working week. And we could say something like events. I don't know what it's going to do. There's an app dump. I did not know that. I very rarely use Blade. There a start time. New. Right. Let's go have a play. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it the hard way and just get all of the fields out there. There we go. So we have got start date. To event end date. Let's go back and press start and end date. Fantastic. Something is happening. Blah blah blah. And scheduled type. There we go. So if I get my schedules, it's going to give me this. I should be able to have that, right? Appointment and availability in there. Awesome. So that's relatively easy. I can kind of see what's going on per day. Date picker. Where is it? Date picker. Can I set a value on it without it messing things up? It needs to be date, not just date. Okay, it does show it, it's just hiding it. Yeah, I don't use notes. I'm not using cursor. I am using PHP Storm and that is a good call. Just stick in the date that I'm using first. Okay, so 01/01/2026. See, that's not going to work. I need to let's just drop that and just put date up here as 01/01/2026. There we go. Now that's showing up. That's all fine. Let's just do a flux heading level 2 size to Excel events for date. Never remember. I don't use UI enough to really just split that one out. I can do heading level. Yep. Sizes. Okay, I need to do different ones. So like this. Bugger. There we go. Size class class whole span 6. I shouldn't need a width full. Go. There you go. I'm giving myself something to work with. Okay, so this is everything that I've got going on this date. We could probably turn each of these into a card, right? Let's go ahead and just go grab a card. I really want to play with the Kanban thing, though. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see if there's a way that I can mix in Kanban with it. What happens if I'm just gonna drop this in anyway and see if it works. Column cards. For each column card is a card. Columns. This is gonna get messy. Let's drop it in, see what it does. Okay, so columns. Column. Let's just do this. So we're going to need a computed column. So public function columns. You're going to return an array. Now it's going to do that. Make this computed. So each column is going to have a title. Column, so all right, that'll do. Has this got anything in here that I could use? So columns. Let's just borrow this for now. Grab all of these, and we can see what we can do. This is where copy pasta code just doesn't work. Let's grab a whole array and hope for the best. Right, okay, so let's work through this. Undefined variable column. let's just collapse this form for now. Okay, so events new. What we need is sidebar main breadcrumbs. It's going to grab everything within main. And let's see what we can do to get this to fit. Collapse some stuff because this view is getting busy. Main is naturally needed. Aha! We got some stuff. Okay. So what I want to build here is a little bit nicer. How can I go about doing this without it taking forever? That's always a question, right? Publishing, and we are going to have each one is going to have a publishing something. Brain work for me. Gonna be an enum, and it's going to be, I don't know, let's call it columns. So publishing column, that'll do. We'll refactor later. So bring. So we've got a backlog. We've got a scheduled case in progress, and done. We'll leave it as that for now. We're going to make a model, and we're going to call it, I'm going to call it Atom. Right. Great. Atoms. Pretty cool. Funky name. Why not? I'm going to give this a URL ID. ID for the primary key. It's going to have a relationship back to the user ID. We're going to index constraints to the users, and we will cascade it on deletes. Table, string, title, table, string. What column is it in? We'll default to the column backlog. So by default, anything that I add is going to go into the backlog. Then also in publishing, we're going to have a type. Have an article, a video, live stream, podcast, book. We'll do that. So table, string, type. The default is type, publishing type of article. This is what I predominantly do at the moment. Works. Table text content, that is fine. For now, I think that's going to do. I'm going to probably want to do tags. We're going to do JSON tags. Nullable. There we go. Okay, so in our factory for Atom, we will extend our factory for Atom. I chose Atom because I don't really know what I'm calling them. They are small pieces of stuff that I do. Not put too much thought into this yet, so I do apologize. I want to see if I can tie these things together. So I'm going to say our title is this, make a sentence. You've then got a column. Use manage cases. Type. Use manage cases. Thank you, Cat, for that one. So our column is going to be our column random. Type is going to be type random. The content is going to be this Baker field text for now. Tags. Going to do random words. Not as words. So we're going to want the number of words to be this Baker number between int 1 is going to be 2, 3, and int 2 is going to be 8 as text. No, that's going to create our tags for us. Hey Cat, I literally just used that code you sent me. Nice. Is nice. Okay. Obviously, user is then needed. So we will say user factory. So now to go to this, say use has URL IDs, billable, blah, blah, blah. Title, column, type, content, tags, user ID. Our casts is going to be a column, and we get cast to that column class. Type to be to a type class. Tags will just be cast to an array. That's it. Then we can just say public function user belongs to, this belongs to a related user class and a foreign ID. And over here, each user can have many items. Return this many related atom class, and a foreign key is user ID. And up here, property read collection int atom atoms done. Then we are going to go to that init seeder, call this a user. We're going to say atom factory for the user. We're going to create, I don't know, 20 things for them. So, my refresh and seed, hope for the best. No column name title, doesn't it? Pretty sure it does. What is going on? String, title. How are you not seeing this? Okay, so let's go make sure it's actually looking at the data source properly. SQLite. We're going to go click on this. Database SQLite. Apply. Okay. Open this up. Main, tables, atoms. The title is in the, you absolute moron. Maybe I'll just do this. This Baker word. This Baker word. Yeah. This Baker word for now. Let's do that. How is that? Table atom. Why is there a space? There should not be a space. That'll be it. That's not causing the problem. A bloody space. A space. Cool. So let's come back and just go. Okay, so close all the other tabs. This is what we're going to look at now. So what we want to do is all of these columns, we're going to take all of this so what do we want to do? We want to return auth user atoms to array for now. Group by column get to array. Bad. User query first items. Keeps getting right. Spot function. Okay. Got that. For each, perfect. Okay, so down here, this is going to be the column title. Okay, before we get to that bit, let's do a quick die and dump. on this columns. So items. Okay, so what? How do I query that? Yeah, it's 100% overkill right now. I'm just trying to figure this out. Let's just run that out. Okay, so how can I map through this when it's an enum value? It's going to be the best way to do it. So let me just do that a minute, because I'm going to want 4 columns, aren't I? So let's say column cases. So this is going to be then I'm just going to ignore that for now. So we've got backlog. So a column is going to be a column from an atom, right? So we basically want to get based on this in each one. So there's all our columns. I can just map through them. Been writing too much JavaScript and Go recently. What do you guys think? Okay. For each, this columns where column as card, we just go card title, not actually a card at that point. Then card tags as badge. I'm just going to keep them all the same color for now to keep it simple. There we go. Ugh, looking ugly there. Look how yucky that is. Okay, so come back up here, and what we're going to do is just drop this grid. There we go. So we got something. In progress done. Instead of using the name, we could probably use the value, but we'll bring that. We could always just label when it goes to the column and say public function label, return a string, return string of this value. You want to replace any underscores with a space and set it to title case, and then say to string. There you go. Okay, so that's all of those. That's pretty cool. Oh, is that a new one? What's headline do? Got a new helper that I am not aware of. It is. Thank you very much. Oh, amazing. You can tell that I don't do like UI stuff very often, right? I stick to APIs, backend stuff. Okay, so this is giving me all of that. What I want to be able to do is okay. I mean, yeah, that worked. Bring headline that does the same thing. What I'd like to do is look at, okay, so these atoms, if I could relate them to a schedule in some way, that would be epic. So like over here, table, current ID, schedule, ID, index, constrained to schedules, gate on delete. So then that's going to come back to this over here. A user schedulable, I think. There we go. So there's that. So then schedule ID. I see it got off factory. They don't have a factory, do they? No. That would be super cool if they did. We'll do that for now. Hope for the best. Atom. Schedule ID. Come on, typos. You can do this. Public function schedule belongs to. This belongs to related schedule. Last schedule ID. Is he going to be able to do it? No. So into that. Okay. Atom factory. We are just going to set that as null. That should sort it out, hopefully. Okay. This words number 3. Okay, stick to that for now. Okay, so we've got some stuff going on. That can then be attached to a schedule. So what we want to do is make model, no, make an observer for atom observer. So our atom observer, let's just public function construct. I'm very much vibe coding it without assistance on this, I'm not gonna lie. private read-only dispatcher bus. So when an atom is created, so public function created, we've got an atom. I'm not going to return anything from that. Over here, and we're going to say that this is observed by atom observer. So basically what we want to do on the observer here is, once the atom is created, we want to say zap for the atom user. We want to then basically attach it like name atom title. We want to make an appointment. There's no dates on the atoms either. So maybe we'll say table timestamp due at nullable, not nullable. And then our atom factory due at this Baker big time this year. Then our atom have a due at, and down here where due at can be a date time. So that over here. Our rum is the atom due at year. Let's do that for now. Let's just see how that's going. Date time period. Okay, so add period of I don't know. Something like this. Conflict detected. I'm not on that. Can I do a create quietly on the user? And that won't then create a schedule. No, it's still doing it. I'm gonna just keep that quiet for now. Atom factory. Create one for unique. New schedule conflicts with existing schedule. Okay, let's just do a Zap for the user named content calendar availability for year 2026. We are going to say weekly. You actually have to pass arguments into weekly. No, I don't believe you do. Add period of 09:30 to 13:30. Save. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is going to give us, save will give us a schedule. So I can say for this user, for this schedule. Hopefully, that shouldn't die on me, but it does. New schedule, conflict, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh dear. So the basic stuff is quite easy. But what I want to do is just really tie into this a bit more, because it's got to be something I can do. Got to be something that can be done, right? The Atom has a schedule and the user at the minute. I know the schedule belongs to the user, but just trying to think of how I can kind of get these scheduled things going on. How can I build an overall calendar nicely? Perhaps instead of saying user, what are we're getting the kind of a schedule out from this, aren't we? So this event is getting scheduled for a date. Schedules for date. Yeah, so an Atom is a booked slot and the schedule is availability. Exactly. So, I mean, let me go over and what was it called? My brain's gone. Excelidor. There we go. So what I'm going to be doing is I want, let's say this is my entire calendar. This is my schedule. I've got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday within there, right? That is my working week. It starts at a set time, it ends at a set time. What I want within here is, okay, so this is a unit of work that I'm planning on doing, and so it's that. But then I've also got this scheduled for there, that's scheduled for there. But then this over here, this is, let's say, kids appointment. This is a article I'm working on. This is a video I'm working on, and then this is a live stream. That is what I'm trying to build, basically. So I can just look at my week and go, okay, so this is everything going on. Add things, manage things, all using. I mean, I don't know if I need Zap for that, if I'm completely honest. I'm trying to find a way to get it to work for that. These are the atoms at the minute. So, I don't know. I feel like maybe even the atoms aren't needed. Like, what I actually just need is the events on the schedule. Because if I go look at the database migration for the schedule, that's all the schedule periods. I'm adding things into my schedule using this. So I can add in a lunch break, I can add in an appointment with specific metadata. So perhaps atoms aren't actually needed, perhaps. Have I overthought this by adding in the atoms? Is what I am wondering at this particular stage. I just delete the atoms, all the atom stuff, by atoms, like so. Then don't have to worry about that. We can just worry about schedule management at that point. Surely. Just drop that like so. So there's my schedule for my content calendar. So yeah, columns not too bothered right now. This is something that we're going to get back to. So what I'm thinking here is my schedule. So let's come over to here and let's build it out. So I've got my schedule. We're saving office hours. So then what we want to do, let's add in some for user named, let's say, day off. We're going to say that blocked for year 2026, weekly on a Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Do I actually have to add? Yeah, I've got to add a period. Add period of stick to the same timings. Let's see if that runs. Bang. Awesome. So if I go select a Wednesday, for example, if I come to this and just remove all of that for now, we'll worry about adding in Kanban later. So content calendar available. Let's go look at this date. Blocked for a day off. Fantastic. So that works. So now let's say, okay, so I want to plan a live stream. No, Zap is Laravel Zap, which is a schedule engine, basically. So for user, we're going to say name live stream. This is like, so there's appointments blocked. So this is, we'll call this an appointment for year 2026. Weekly, every Tuesday usually. Add a period. I usually live stream from 10:30 till, let's say, 12. Save. That is when I am live streaming. If I migrate fresh and seed, that all works absolutely fine. So here's my schedule. Don't need to do that now. There's my working week. So I've got my working week. I've got my days off. My usual scheduled live stream. And then, okay, so let's add writing an article on Monday, the on, when is the 12th? Let's go from the calendar. January. I'm going to say on Monday the 5th. So we say Zap. For user named, I can then give this like an article title. Yeah, a fresh Laravel install, just basically playing with some Livewire and Zap just to get it all wired up. So I'm going to say, I'm going to do a Laravel API article. It's going to be an appointment because I'm booking some time. I don't want to do that. I want to add adding a date, so 2026 01/5, add a period, not 0101, 05, add a period. I'm going to start writing this at 9:30, and that is my only task that I am going to focus on that day. It's just writing this article here, but obviously we could add meta. There's like a meta, with metadata, and that metadata is going to be the type. Is type article. The column I'm going to use is column. This is something on the backlog. That's an item in the backlog, and that's all I need to care about right now. You know, I could say client as well and just say, you know, this is for Savala. You know, pricing, information, cost. We just say 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're aiming for 1,500 words. You know, it's something really random, something that works in my brain with my accounting software. So now if I just do that, bang, come over to here, and let's say, okay, so what's happening on the 5th? Bam. I'm working on my content calendar. That's my availability for that day, but this bit has been booked in. This is what I'm doing for that day. That, I guess that works. I don't know how I'd get that into a Kanban, if I'm honest. I almost need like a week view for this. So could we come to docs, come to the date picker, and could we get a range picker? Looks date picker instead of that. Here's a form, date picker. Mode range, file model. Let's say we've got a range set up on this. So public string range. Okay, we need public string range. Okay, so when we're mounting, instead of setting the date, we're going to say this range is now for format, year, month, day. I'll do that and say now add days 5, format, year, month, day. So let's say we want to check from January the 1st to there. Check. That's going to give me an array. So Flux has a calendar component for rendering the booked slot. And we have date range. Okay, so I can set date range up there. Okay, so we're going to set this as a date range. New date range. It's a carbon period. Okay, so it's a carbon period, so I can say carbon period start this date days 5. That should in theory do it. Or do I have to do date range like that? Week between no. How are they using it? Start. Okay, so new date range start end for this date. Keeps giving me that carbon. That's really annoying. Oh, that's trying to do. Okay, so I can do that. And so that now we can do a carbon pass this date. We'll go up and out and saying day is day at days 5. Ugh, getting messy. There's got to be a nice way to sort some of this out. Range. Okay, awesome. Okay, so then when we're getting events, schedules for date, is that something that we can do? Schedules for date range. Start date is this range. Start. End date is this range. End. That work? Here we go. That's everything that's going on that week. Oh, okay. I think I'm getting there. Obviously, this isn't polished code. This is not what I would usually do. Thanks for tuning in, Cam. It's been interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to quickly do is I'm just going to grab a card. I'm just going to do something like this for now. Oh. Hello. There we go. We're going to go for that. There's card heading, so we can just grab like header and header actions. Simple card. So I can just drop a heading into that and just add that event name. Like that. We've got some text into it as well. And maybe we could say event schedule like for now. Let's do that. Let's have a look. Here we go. Live stream content calendar day off. So then if I say between the 1st and the 6th, I've also got this API article that I've got to do. That kind of works. Space wide, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's do a space wide 6 up here instead of on this card. Let's have somebody in the room. Okay, so from event start date then to then I'm assuming I can format this of our minutes. There you go. We can do something. Fix it all up later with some proper formatting. Maybe do some math on it. Say this is for how long. So I've got a live stream appointment. This is on a Tuesday. On event start date on 1st January, blah, blah, blah. Let's go between those ranges. Format and null. Just format some of, let's do that. Right. The 1st and the 6th, what have I got going on? Ooh. So it doesn't have a start date or end date, it's got a range for that one, I believe. Maybe. Oh no, on the 1st, on the 1st, on the 1st, on the 1st. Cool. So when we're getting these events, I'm going to get them. Can we order by start date? So between then and then, if okay. There we go, that works. That is what I was looking for. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So I was overthinking it, trying to get this into a Kanban right now and creating a new model for all of it. So I can just say columns can go away. Make sure don't need anything in there, cool. Well, that's fine. Now just remove that. And for now, I'm just going to say li heading of nothing booked. For now, there might be like something that I can do to make it stand out more, maybe, I don't know. But there we go. So let's go and say on between this range, we have nothing booked. Okay, so how about between then and then? Excellente. This is what it's starting to look like. Okay, so that's making a lot of sense. So I can block periods out. So day off blocked. Yeah, when it's blocked, it means you are not working. Be nice if I could style it a bit nicer like this. Zap! Love it. It'd be really cool if we could go a little bit further, but I'm not gonna have time today. I'm not gonna lie. But then let's say I'm gonna be adding something like a modal for adding an event. I could Let's see if I've got time to do that. Let's go to the modal, blah, blah, modal here. Like this. Add a trigger. We're going to put this trigger under the form for now. Or maybe we'll stick it in the form, see if it complains. And for now, it's going to add this after the URL. So, no, it doesn't. It's not complaining. Perfect. So, I can easily do like it's like a schedule something here, and we can just say name is schedule. Then come down to here, and this name is schedule, and we're going to say schedule something. Book time off work or something. Schedule something. So what we need is when we are booking something, we need a name. So we can keep the name, event name, maybe do a date. So date of birth is, when is it happening? Ooh, a new character code that I'm not aware of. Love it. I'm gonna have to try and remember that one. Save. So, what is it? When is it happening? I think it needs to be a date time. Is it a date time that I can do? No, I need a date picker. We want a is there like a time option on this? Date picker, month description, badge, placeholder size, start day, week numbers. It's annoying. I want to be able to add like a time on it on the date picker. Okay, so I could just split it up, have a date and a time. So we've got name, date, time. Obviously, then we can just drop in like a select. Like so. And now I'm just gonna leave it like that. Obviously, then that would be what type, and that's by default get dropped into a column, for example, for is it backlog or something else. Select the day, when is it happening, that time, save, do something. So yeah, I could easily go through this, and then when this is submitted, I can then check the schedule using Laravel Zap or adding it to the schedule. And if it fails the validation, I think there's some stuff that Zap does under the hood. So using Zap, I can build out all of these things really nicely and not actually have to do a lot of this crap myself, which is quite nice. Really happy with that. I am going to call it a day there though, because it's been almost 2 hours. And I should probably get some other work done. But thank you all for tuning in. That was quite fun. Date ranges is always an interesting one. Next step after this is obviously once the form's working, is for able to click into see and add stuff to it or update it, and full on managing my schedule properly, which would be nice. And it's a simple UI. I don't need the Kanban. I was overthinking that one. But like, comment, subscribe. I want to give a huge shout out to my usual sponsor, Savala. You can visit them at juststeveking.link/host. They sponsor most of my work these days. They are absolutely fantastic. They are an infrastructure as a service company. You can get $50 free. I host all of my stuff on there, all of my websites, applications. This is eventually going to be up on there, probably under os.juststeveking.com. I might make it public. We'll see. But yeah, go have a look. Check them out. They your standard platform as a service sort of company where you can just go deploy my app. I want this many instances, hibernate it, don't go over this amount of money, keep the budget within this. Here's my Docker image, away we go. Here's my repo, manage the kind of CI/CD, the CD part for me. Really cool. Check them out. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. I think I might work on this a little bit more because I'm really liking how easy this is to work with. The Zap is really awesome. I just need to see what else I can do with it. Let's have a look. But yeah, stay awesome. Catch you next time. I'm going to go and maybe find something to eat. Catch you later.